Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Prominence 2 Modded Minecraft, where today we're going to be working on a bit more applied energistics, mainly trying to get auto crafting done, because auto crafting is fun. Oh, and as you can see, I actually didn't mention this. I have wings now, like actual wings. I went ahead and turned my elytra into a red feathered wings cape bauble from the Icarus mod. This way I can, wear my wings and still have my chest plate on. I need to make a new set of armor and hopefully make a better set of armor than what I've currently got on. But that's for later when I get my enchanting setup all the way back there, all taken care of. But right now, it's tech time. So first and foremost, I'm going to need a ton of redstone. I got a ton of redstone ores that were just sitting in here, but I was looking around and I found that the grinder from Tech Reborn actually gives us the best yield. So, if you smelt it, you only get one, whereas you can use fortune and get quite a bit. And even this alloying is from the Better End mod. It's still not as good normally. But if we go over here, you can see in the crusher, you have a guaranteed 7 that you're going to get, and a 50% chance at an 8th, but then you also get the nuggets of experience and cobbled deep slate. But the grinder actually gets you 8 guaranteed, which is nice. The industrial one will actually get you more, plus a little bit of glowstone, but this is actually a little ways out of the way. I mean, it's going to take advanced, which is going to take all this, which takes other machines. Yeah, so for right now, we're just going to temporarily hook up a grinder. And we're just going to throw this in there. And you make lots of noise. So Tech Reborn, I've played a little bit with Tech Reborn, and you all would have seen it in the last series I did, the Create Astral series. But I'm wondering how much has actually changed, because it was changed, as far as I'm aware, quite a bit. I'm looking for this overclocker upgrade and the muffler upgrade. I can make that. I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna make that right now. Shh. While I like hearing the sounds of my machines, just not that loud, please. But otherwise, I do want the overclocker upgrade and maybe, energy flow rate. Just this guy. But this guy's gonna require these. Oh well, it only requires some tin. How much tin do I have? I've got quite a bit of tin, so you know what? I'm just gonna go over here and yeah, smelt that up. Actually, I wonder, can I get a better output of this? It gives me one. I can get 4 dusts from doing that. That's neat. 3 dusts from that. 2 to 3 in the tier 1 alloy forge. That's actually pretty good. I will take those still, but I'm gonna throw this tin over in one of these bad boys, and that should get me, instead of a stack, it'll give me a stack and a third. I don't know. It'll get me more than it would have otherwise. So, but with this tin, I should be able to make the 10k water coolant cell. I need buckets of water. Should really get an infinite source in my storage area somewhere. Probably look into doing that sometime soon. But for now, I've noticed something. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I actually noticed this in the last episode, but this side of my screen right here, and even the bottom of my screen where like my hotbar is was a little cut off, and that's because in OBS my picture wasn't fully centered for some reason. But either way, going back to this, put these buckets of water in, put this 10 in, and there we go. We make a dish. Although it's going to be finicky because buckets of water don't like to plate nice. We shouldn't need too many of those. So back to tech. Reborn. And look at an accelerator. Right, I need these guys, which requires those guys, or this. Right, rubber. That's what was holding me back. Poop. Well, I guess this is just going to have to do for now, but it is getting me some more redstone. But what we are actually looking at is trying to get this automated and this automated today. So that is actually going to be a lot easier to automate, because if we look into applied logistics, we have growth accelerators, and of course it's not wanting to do that, probably because I don't have one in my inventory. But growth accelerators, let's go ahead and make one real quick, and then I can hopefully show you what they do. Need some more quartz glass, because of course I do. And then some fluix. And there we go. Can I now show the world? Yes, I can. Growth accelerators massively accelerates the growth of certus or amethyst when placed adjacent to budding block. Curiously, it can also accelerate the growth of various plants. So it accelerates all these kinds of things. But we're going to be using it on these flawless buds. To power it, manually place a wooden crank on the top or bottom and right-click it. It only connects to cables on its ends where the pink flux greebles are. That's a word I've never heard before. But yes, so boop, that little bit, it connects there, and then the sides are what's actually going to touch those. But it connects via a like the fluix cables, these guys, it'll connect via those. So if we can, we should probably make a couple of these guys, which is going to require a few more of these. It's gonna do, yeah. We're gonna do 5 around a block and then just use the top one. That way it's uber fast. So we do this, 2, 3, 4, and there we go. We got all 5. Now we just need the cables. And actually, we should probably bring over one of these guys a little closer. So, I'm going to need you real quick. Oh, and you. You can see I went mining. I got actually quite a bit of netherite from that mining expedition I did. Let's get you off there real quick. Then do this, do this. You've seen me do this about 1,000,000 times already. Minecart. Boop. Lever. And yoink. Got it. Yoink. And now we just gonna do the opposite over here. But first we kind of want to set this up right there. Not right there. We'll say right there. And then some cableage on either side of this. Doot, doot. This was actually a bad place for it. All this is temporary. Like, I'm going to be moving it, but I still want it to at least be able to access. So we're going to actually put it right here. Oh, right, vein mine. I forgot about that. Put you there, put you there. You and you. then we just need to take that one back. Give me these guys back. Put this down in the center. Put you back on, and boop. Now, yep, it's in there. Now we want to put this back in, actually. Could have actually waited to put that guy down, but I did what I did. Oh, hey, that's connecting to power right there. I forgot it does that. That's good. That saves me cableage, actually. Device offline. Maybe it actually needs to connect there and not against these guys. Let's see. So we've got... Okay, so... Neat little fact. Oh, I'm falling. No, not. Neat fact about applied energistics. You have 8 channels per side of this cube right here above my head per these Fluix cables. They only give you 8 channels, meaning only 8 items can be on any one wire. So, since this interface right here is on the terminal, is on this cable on this side, I'm using 1 channel. But you can see this cable right here goes up and over to the storage over there. It's using 1 over there. But then if we take this cable and run it along like we're going to, Ooh, that was weird. But if we connect these like this, they will actually connect to all of these and take up 6 or 5 channels here, and the 6th being that one. So there's now only 2 channels left on this face. And that is, of course, unless we use the dense cables. These guys can hold 32 channels on them. So you can run a cable and have 32 channels and then feed one of these guys off from that and have 8 channels off from the 32. It's interesting, and I really do like the concept. It's just a little annoying when, like, you're trying to, like, get all the stuff. Let's see how fast this grows. Very fast. Well, that's the... Ooh, large. And there we go. Now that's very fast, and that's very much what we want. But now... what we can do is we can actually look into one of those annihilation planes. One of these guys. The ME annihilation plane. We need to make another annihilation. Missing. What is supposed to be right there? That's weird. I need more circuits. Do I have... Okay, I do still have some printed. So I can just go over here, toss those in, and get me one. Yoink. We're probably going to need a filter suit too. So take one of these clusters. I keep tripping on this magnum torch. It's to stop mobs spawning in this area, although you can see that there's a spider that spawned nearby. So if we do this, hello phone. We do this, we get 2 of these guys. Then we go back to those planes. We get one of these guys. We're actually going to want to put this right up against that so that it destroys that. But we want to... It's just going to destroy no matter what. Here in a second. Oh, right. So remember, we're taking up 6 channels from the 5 acceleration cores and our storage. This will be number 7. And you should see it say device online here in a second. Come on. I said, come on. And this will also start glowing. Unless... Oh, there it is. That's the problem. This annihilation plane is drawing way too much power. We're not getting enough power in. Can we change this to just AE or E? We can't change it to... Oh no, we can change it to E, because these guys are E. So these are generates 4 FE a tick. Can we change? So these, even though I just added 3 more, because originally we only had these 3, all of this is taking up way too much power for it to... Yeah, see, 24E is being used. Energy generation is 24E. So one of these guys... these don't take up any power, but the growth accelerators alone are taking up 20E. So that takes up 0.25. This takes up 1.53. So just these 2 alone kick it over what we're getting. So with everything, we're just barely unable to do it. So which means more of these guys. Okay, so I added in 3 more magmators, so we are making about 36E per tick. So let's hope that's enough. It should be... Oh, and device went online immediately, so yes, it was enough. And then, is there a way to... Oops. There should be a way to filter this guy. I have to... There we go. See, this isn't what I wanted to happen. I thought there was a way to filter this. There should be. Let's see. AE2 mechanics. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so they foresaw this problem, although they could have done it in a much easier way than this, but the annihilation plane will only break a block or pick up an item if it can store the resulting drops/items in its network. This means to filter one, you must restrict what it can be stored on its network. Most likely by putting it on a sub-network. A ME storage bus or cell can be partitioned to achieve this. So essentially, this is just going to break this no matter what, unless we make this a sub-network. Meaning, what we can do is get a quartz. It's a quartz fiber? Yes, quartz fiber. What these will do is they will transfer power between them, but they won't allow for networking like this. So if I do this, that was not enough. Okay, hang on. Can I now put a thing there? Yes. Okay. That works better than I thought, but okay. So now, this can't do anything because there's nothing on the network. There's nowhere to put this. So what we can do is we can make an importer. An import bus. I need a sticky piston. Is it an importer or is it an exporter? I'm genuinely... it should be an importer. And then we just need something like a barrel. And we'll put the barrel above this guy. And we'll stick that on top. And now it will only allow that in. Sorry about that. Had to sneeze. But no, it's not an import, so it must be an export. Although if we break this, yeah, it's gonna break the whole thing. That's what I thought. So we want an X. You mother trucker. Come here. Okay, we want to do that, and then that. Because it's still on a subnetwork because the fiber's right there. It's getting power. So we want an export. We want an export bus, which requires a formation plane, which requires another one of you guys. Thankfully, we have you. All right, formation core, this guy. And now we should be able to do this and put that there. And it's not doing anything. I did put the right one in, right? Quartz cluster, yep. Quartz cluster. That should theoretically work. Unless it's it's applied. One of these cards, redstone card, capacity card, overflow, fuzzy. It might be the fuzzy. We might need the fuzzy card. That's going to take it advanced, which is that stuff. Ooh, it's a lot of stuff for not a lot of process. So we want one of these blank ones. Okay, cool. And then a fuzzy. And now we put this fuzzy card in. Nope, no, the fuzzy is not what we want. This essentially should be what works. I don't know why it's not. Hang on. Items and blocks. Okay, I think I've figured it out. It's kind of dumb, but it says it needs a storage bus, which is weird to me. So we're going to need an interface, another annihilation core. What does the annihilation core need? Flux dust. Blue X. Just need a piece of you right now. All right. Interface. Then storage bus. The wrench. Apple. Quartz wrench. There we go. This should allow me to just take off, yep, one piece. Okay, there we go. Only extractable items will be visible. Only insert and extract. Bidirectional. Sir, why aren't you working? Do you need to be attached on a different direction? Like, do I need to do this and then this? Yep, that was it. So now it should let the cluster grow. Yep, it's now allowing the cluster to grow. And once it becomes the full, like that, it should break it. Okay, maybe. Is it gonna break? Okay, nope, it's not gonna break that. So it's smart enough to realize that these aren't going to turn into the quartz crystals, it'll turn into dust. It's only when it becomes the cluster that it... Yep, there we go. Okay. So now we are going to be getting a ton of these in here. And we can turn the crystals into the dust easier than just trying to make the dust. But yeah, that's automated. But I think that took up way too much time. We'll have to see. I'll be right back. Alrighty, so there's not much time left in this episode, so I went ahead and did a little bit of cleanup off screen. You can see I moved the magnum torch over there where it won't cause me to trip over it so much. I've also gone ahead and taken the crystals down from over there because we've automated it, so we no longer need all of those in one spot. And we've automated it really fast. Like you can hear the clicking in the background of them. But we've also cleaned up this area. So all our inscribers got moved over here, and they're all ready to go. They're not automated, unfortunately. It's kind of what I wanted to get done today as well, but it was just a chore. So they're pushed here for now. I got our charger here as well. And I think these are actually all going to stay here, and we'll automate these, like, using this back wall here, and then pipe into those. And then we'll pipe out some other way. We'll figure that out later. But, oh, back here, that's where all the crystals are. I wanted them separate from all the rest of the crystals in here. So, that's that. So now we have room to access all these magmators and still access our grinder. But over here is the real deal that I've actually, proudly made a bit more compact. So we've sunk the actual flawless down into the floor, and we've put the growth accelerators in the floor as well. There's even one underneath this guy. And they're all being powered via these energy cells. Now, there's a good thing and a bad thing about these energy cells. Good thing, they're supplying extra power storage. Like each one of these are holding 100k E each. So I've got 400k E each, just in case all my magmators for some reason go down. My system will stay up for a little bit longer. But this came with its own problem in I wanted to have this gray terracotta, or well, it would be the black terracotta, in these corners. Except when I went to make the anchors, the facades, however, covers, I think they're called in Applied Energistics, you need to use these cable anchors to make them. You put them in a fort, like this pattern right here, and then you place whatever block you wanted in the middle. So say I wanted this redstone ore to be a cover for it. Well, you put this in the middle, and you get dirt. And it's not just this deep slate ore. Like, you get the nether one, you get dirt. You get stone, you get dirt. You get cobblestone, you get dirt. For whatever reason, the covers that are supposed to go alongside AE2, the mod itself is not actually in here. So we don't have covers. So unfortunately, there's going to be a little hole right here until the end of time. Sad. So with that being said, these energy cells were just a good little look-alike to make this look pretty nice. And they had the double benefit of, power. But then over here, I've actually started importing the crystals that go in here into our system. Except, as you can see, they're not importing. We're not making things that fast that the importer can't keep up. It's just this system right here is stopping it. So what this system is a level emitter and a toggle bus. What this essentially does is this toggle bus tells whether or not this import bus can be online or offline. By doing that, it allows us to have the import and export of the crystals controlled, so we don't overflow our system and all these go red overnight. In order to do that, this guy needs to be applied a redstone signal, which this guy does, by monitoring how much of an item is in here. So right now we've got it set to Certus Quartz and at 2048 because that's an even stack number. So whenever the system has about 2048, a little over, it'll say, hey, we don't need any more, turn off. So this is all turned off right now. But if I were to take out the crystals from here, we can say take out a couple of stacks. System went down for a second because randomness, but you can see it's starting to fill itself back up. And what it's doing is, you see, it's less than what we want, and as soon as it reaches its number, it turns off and stops pulling. And you can see it took all the crystals that it needed, so we can just kind of fill that back up. And there we go. The system is self-contained, and if we ever go below the number we need, it'll refill itself. And that's all nice and dandy. But I want more power, because having to use these guys and only getting 36k or 36e a generation for like what is it, 9 of these? Yeah, that's not enough. That's not enough. That's too many magmators for too little power generation. Now we could up these guys by delving deeper into power, but I also want to jump into other power solutions such as solar from Tech Reborn. These are nice little things that you can take care of, but they come with their own little problem for us. And that problem is these electronic circuits need insulated copper cables, which need rubber and copper. Now, this rubber comes from sap, which comes from rubber logs, which come from rubber trees. We don't have any of that. Like, I have to go out into the world and find some. So I think that's how we're going to start off the next episode. We're going to go flying around the world, look for some rubber trees, create another tree farm, like the guy back there behind my head. But this time we're only going to be worried about the sap and the rubber. The logs themselves, we're just going to completely destroy them. We don't need any more logs. We've got plenty logs and coal. So, yeah, that's going to be the next episode. So I hope you're looking forward to that. But that's it for this episode. So I want to thank you all for watching. I've been Dorkman191, and this has been Prominence 2, Modded Minecraft. Bye, y'all.